darkness, Lord Mandelson. Yesterday, our own Andrew Neil attempted to discuss with conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. He got more than he bargained for.
We're in a police state. It's 1984.
Yeah, listen,
you guys just want to normalize it.
Would you let it
Alex,
be?
how come you're here?
If we're in a police state, how come
They actually turned back some of my reporters, but they didn't turn me back, and I was told this because they don't want to make a stink.
Do you think the BBC is part of the Bilderberg Group?
Well, you know, Winston Smith did work here. I mean, come on, Eric Blair worked here, and that's what he said it was.
Why do you think we've let
George
you on?
Orwell.
Why have we let you on then?
Because you guys think that you can manage the whole thing, and now our information's gotten too big. I have 3 million radio listeners a day. That's a low number. 3 million. I get about 50 million YouTube views a month. That's a very conservative number. I make films, put them online for free. They can watch 40 million times, like the Obama deception. And that's why, because the establishment doesn't know what to do.
Now, Alex has this point, and it's an important one. I would have, say, 10 years ago said, listen to all this stuff. He believes that people put cancer virus in vaccine in order to create a eugenics program. That's what he believes.
We talk about medical discovery.
And we would have said, and I would have said, hey, that's kind of mad and so on. And it's an interesting psychological phenomenon.
Like Tuskegee, like
the problem is that conspiracy theories like this I believed in.
Hey, listen, I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game. Okay, our government in the U.S. is building FEMA camps. We have an NDAA where they disappear people now. You have this arrest for public safety, life in prison.
You are the worst person I've ever interviewed.
No, it's basically off with their heads, disappear
David,
them,
thank
take
you
them
for being
away.
with us.
Infowars.com,
It's 11. You're watching the Sunday Politics. We have an idiot on the program today.
You will not stop freedom.
20 minutes.
You will not stop the republic. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com. No, you guys.
I couldn't work out whether he was flossing his teeth there, Andrew nearly did. And it's very rare for my wonderful colleague to be struggling to be heard, actually, in that. But anyway, entertaining though that little bit, are we at risk from a global conspiracy? Well, let's ask you.
Well, I don't know, but I tell you what, there's been a lot of criticism about all that, and even some TV producers describe it as car crash telly. That actually is fascinating telly, right? That is great stuff. And I think we should have more of that.
Yeah. Right, which bit of it is fascinating?
Well, there are nutbums out there who are now managing to get on BBC One and able to shout and talk, because it actually begins to make our politicians look quite straightforward, right? Previously, I thought they were the nutbum, and having seen we imported one from 3,000 miles away. But it does occasionally make fascinating TV, and I like it.
Does it occasionally have a point? What about, all right, you may not agree with perhaps the way it was put across. I mean, is there anything in what he says about the Bilderberg Group?
Well, do you know what's fascinating about this? Now, I didn't know anything about the Bilderberg Group. There's a friend of mine, right, mortgage broker guy, who said to me about 5 years ago, you know, they're deciding the world, the Bilderberg Group.
Well,
I had no idea.
And
now, how does this guy, he lives in deepest Surrey, right, just outside Guildford, he knows about the Bilderberg Group, right? By the way, a Labour voter, actually, a Labour voter. And after that...
You do talk to Labour voters?
I try to avoid them, to be honest with you, but apart from when they're selling me the big issue.
Kelvin Mackenzie.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, look, the point I make is that there is a sense of conspiracy about the Bilderberg Group, and in the end, they're going to kill it. They're going to have to open it up to the TV cameras, and otherwise people will start believing that 30 or 40 people are running the world. But it is fantastic how many people out there believe that there are aliens and little green men just about to come wandering down Putney High Street.
Well, what's your favourite conspiracy theory ever?
Well, actually, the headline I most remember was on Sunday Sport, where it said, bus found on the moon. And I felt that might be what we're heading towards, that one day we'll land somewhere, some obscure planet, and you'll see a number 178 gently driving past you.
Yeah, well, there you go. You'll have to eat your words there, won't you, Kelvin Mackenzie? How often were you rung up by conspiracy theorists when you were editing the paper? And did you ever